Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it has been a long time coming, but the Backmarkers podcast is finally here. I'm so excited. And after numerous failed attempts at getting an episode out, we're finally here and we're finally ready to bless you all with some elite F1 ball talk. So, if you don't know me, my name's Average F1 Consumer, and with me is my extremely handsome and dazzling co-host, Zane Sewell.
Stop
Introduce yourself, Zane.
Hi, thank you for the introduction. As you said, my name is Zane Sewell, and I probably make videos, probably like the worst quality F1 videos on the internet. Like, if you're talking like subscribers to quality, followers to quality, I'm probably like on the low end of the graph.
Yeah, well, my videos aren't much better either. So, anyways, we'll come back to the introductions, but without further ado, we just wanted to welcome you to the Backmarkers podcast, and I'm excited, you're excited, Logan Sargent is unemployed, so let's not waste any more time. You're listening to the Backmarkers podcast, and this week we're going to be talking about the chaotic Spanish Grand Prix, a little bit about ourselves, and much, much more. So without further ado, let's come back to these introductions. Zane, obviously your name is Zane Sewell. Where are you from, and how did you get into doing F1 content?
Yeah, sure. I'm from London, in the UK, obviously. Why did I start doing F1 content? Literally because I had like a whole bank full of like funny video ideas, but just like none of my friends were interested, so I just started posting them online. And yeah, what about yourself?
Sick. I mean, I was basically the same way. I'm from the United States, the beautiful state of North Carolina. And, my name is Graham. That's my actual name. And I
actually never knew that. Like, before we started doing this podcast together, I had no idea that your name was Graham. Like, when Graham first came from my stream, I was like, who's Graham then?
Yeah, I mean, it's like definitely people in my comments like know my name and they'll like say it every once in a while. But unless you're looking for it, you probably won't find it.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, mine was basically the same as you. I got into F1, or I guess I got back into F1 in like 2022, and I was just like, I want to talk about this, but I don't want to just like go on Reddit and just like talk with all the people in like the McLaren subreddit or like whatever, because that's like super boring. So I was like, I guess I'll just make videos and throw them on the internet. And then it started working, and that's what I started doing. So,
Fair play.
Yeah. I guess that's about it for introductions. We don't need to spend too much time gloating about ourselves. So we're going to move into a section that we're going to try and do after every race weekend. It is called the Clowns and Crowns of the Week. So, Zane, I'm going to let you start off. Who or what is your clown and crown of the week?
Sure. I'll start with my clown. And I think it's fairly... I see we both got the same one. It's obvious. Verstappen.
Yeah. I mean... We don't need to give up all the goodies on the first date. We'll come back to Max Verstappen. But yes, obviously he is the clown of the Spanish Grand Prix.
Big time. Embarrassing stuff from Max.
Absolutely.
But yeah, as you said, we'll delve into that. We've got a whole segment coming up on that. But I'll say my crown for the weekend, Nico Hulkenberg.
I mean, of course. I don't even know how it happened. Where did he qualify? I don't even remember. It was definitely Q2, I would assume.
Yeah, it was just outside the top 10. And then he was in the points. Because, I even remember this vividly. I was saying to my girlfriend before the race, because she actually watched it with me this weekend. And I was saying to her, like, oh yeah, I know. I was getting prepared. But I was telling her how, like, Hulkenberg's just never got a podium in his life. And it turns out he's like 37 years old, just never got a podium. And she low-key cried about it.
I'm crying about it, dude. I've been moved to tears thinking about Nico Hulkenberg. Like, I saw that one thing on TikTok that was like Nico Hulkenberg going into the studio to record a race winner animation every season. I was like, damn, man, that shit is sad.
Yeah, it's so sad.
We love Nico Hulkenberg. Everyone loves Nico Hulkenberg. So that is a very good pick for the crown.
Yeah, and especially like how he overtook. Did you see how he overtook a Ferrari towards the end of it as well? He overtook Hamilton.
Yeah, I was well aware.
I get that. Yeah, I mean, I was very aware as well. Not that I wanted to see
for those of you who don't
like,
know, Zane is a avid Ferrari fan, a very profound member of the Tifosi.
Yeah, like if you was to, I don't know, like if you was to give me a choice between Leclerc world champion or world peace, let's just say the world would be such like a peaceful place afterwards. After my
Yeah, there would still be a lot of conflict in the world.
Yeah. But then saying that, you could say that a Leclerc, in my opinion, a Leclerc championship win would actually bring world peace to the world. Like Ferrari back on the top step, that would bring just order and control over everything. In my humble opinion,
I honestly think that's very true because if anyone else won a world championship besides like Nico Hulkenberg or something, I feel like Charles Leclerc is the one driver at the front of the pack that if he won the world championship, everyone would be happy.
Yeah, everyone would like that.
Because well, Oscar is also a pretty strong case for that, but like Lando, Lewis, Max, everyone would be pissed about any combination, or George. People would be pissed about George. Like, there's a lot of people that would be very upset about certain world champions, but Charles is, I feel like universally, everyone would just love to see it.
For real, honestly. So yeah, what about your crown of clowns of the weekend?
I'm going to have to ride the Max Verstappen clown wave. I mean, there's just no other possible option. Nothing really happened in the race until, well, I guess you could make a case for Mercedes' power unit division because they have not been pulling their weight as of recently. 2 DNFs in 3 races. It's not great. But yeah, I'm riding Max Verstappen. I mean, if you saw my video, I said that it was the most embarrassing and immature thing I've ever seen from a world champion. People did not like that take. But again, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
But Max Verstappen's obviously my clown. My crown, I knew you were going to pick Hulkenberg, so I didn't pick Hulkenberg. So I went with Oscar Piastri. Because as a McLaren fan, he just keeps hitting his marks. It's every time, like qualifying 2/10 up on Lando, completely managing the race. Like he has taken a huge step up this season. And
you can't follow him.
Again, we're going to come back to Oscar Piastri in the championship later. But, I mean, he just completely controlled the whole weekend, it seemed. So, I feel like it would be cruel not to give him one of our crowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, easy. Yeah, no. I saw that you put Piastri, and I was thinking, like, that is just, like, a very good shout. Because, like, he didn't do anything wrong the whole weekend.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't, like, have a clean sweep. He didn't, like, top FP1 and FP3. But I mean, I don't think he made any mistakes at all. Like even in qualifying it was completely perfect. Great start down to turn 1. It was perfect. So
boring.
Yeah. Well, Lando was able to keep us entertained down to turn 1. But again, we won't give up the goodies too early. So we're gonna move on to just talk a little bit more about the Barcelona weekend and some bullet points we wanted to talk about. Ferrari on the podium. I know you're excited. Let's cut to the chase, though. Was this just a fluke? Was this lucky? Or was the pace actually there? This was pure skill?
Pure skill.
I think that's easy for you to say. But I'm going to agree. I do think that Ferrari, it's always, I don't know, last year during Spain, I feel like was when Mercedes showed up.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, fuck, Mercedes actually is cooking. And I feel like that's the same with Ferrari. Obviously, McLaren are so far ahead.
Yeah.
But Ferrari, I mean, literally, they have cemented themselves in second. They're second in the championship now. So I think they're legit.
Yeah, I think what we're on now is sort of like, I don't want to jinx it, but we're on like a good, fairly consistent run where all the pieces are falling into place. And hopefully it just gets better and better until we just, I don't know, win the championship maybe? I don't know. Well,
I think it'll get better and better until maybe we're long overdue for a Charles Leclerc DNF on a formation lap. So that would be a treat.
Yeah, that jolly's going to wake up like at some point this season. I just know it's like waiting around the corner ready to pounce, and it's going to be like, I don't know, both of them accidentally making contact in the formation lap.
Dude, that would be textbook Ferrari.
It's coming up.
Absolutely textbook. So I know we already talked about Nico Hulkenberg, but with Nico being P5 and Bortoleto probably would have been in the points if the strategy wasn't terrible. Who even is the slowest team right now?
Yeah.
This is a very interesting question. Because it seems like everyone has their moments.
Yeah.
Sauber's had their moments. Alpine has had their moments. I mean, RB, Hadjar is balling out regardless. I mean, Williams is they didn't have a great Spain, but they've consistently been the front.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's literally everyone. Everyone's had their moment.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like the only team that hasn't had that moment is Haas, maybe.
But they did at the beginning of the season. Like, Behrman in the points. Ocon got P5 in China, did he not?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Literally everyone has had their moments. But I do think that Haas is probably the slowest car right now, which is crazy to say. But I think it's true.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that. Like, when I was making, like, a video just sort of, like, sum up, like, the weekend, I was thinking about Haas. And really, like, they've just done nothing. Like, I don't know about you, but, like, the past couple race weeks, I feel like nothing's come out of them. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And we've touched on this in our episode -1 and episode 0, that Haas has kind of slipped back. Yeah. But it's just so crazy because the first 2 races or 3 races of the season, Haas was, like, front of the midfield with Williams. It was like Williams and Haas were locked in the battle for 5th in the constructors. And now I just think this season has been so great for the midfield because there's really no back markers this season, which is crazy except for us.
Awesome.
Oh, we're so funny. But yeah, so I'm locking in Haas as the slowest team. I assume you are too.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. No, not because they're that slow. It's just I can't put anyone else below them.
Yeah, I agree. I would have said Sauber before this weekend. Well, honestly, maybe not. But
because but then,
I would say
Monaco they did okay, but then like Monaco's Monaco, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say Haas, and then maybe Aston Martin in front of them. Honestly, might be a hot take. I know they had a good Imola.
Yeah.
And Fernando was in the points in Spain. But I just feel like it's so close that I feel like qualifying dictates these cars' positions.
Yeah.
And even if Aston Martin's this like second slowest team, they still have the ability to out-qualify all of these other midfield teams if they throw down a lap, which Fernando's going to ball out for his home race. So
yeah, no, for real. So putting Haas last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick question, like in the States, what's the attitude about Haas? Like, does everyone?
Nobody really cares. I mean, everyone's like, yeah, it's cool. I think Cadillac will be a lot more patriotic.
Yeah.
Haas.
I can't wait for Cadillac.
Yeah, that's gonna be so sick. But that is a good question. I've also like always thought like, I know you guys watch a lot of soccer/football in the UK. How big is F1? In the UK,
you know what, like, because I've always grown up watching it, so I was sort of like born into it.
Yeah.
So for me, I've always followed it, but back at school, no one else followed it apart from like my best mate basically, which actually known as producer Daniel. He's entered into the Zane law as my producer. So yeah, like he was like a big Alonso fan like me, but apart from us two, there was like no one. But then I think, like, I suppose naturally after Drive to Survive, the past couple of years, with like Verstappen, whatever, it's got a lot more popular. Like, more people, like most of my friends now know about it. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not like mega fans, but it's grown a lot. But yeah, it's mainly just football over here. Like, everyone's got football.
I was just gonna say, because I know in the States we have like a sport for every season. Like it's NBA, and then NFL. And then, like, college and college versions of both of those sports.
Oh, okay.
And NASCAR's kind of coming back, but nobody generally really cares about racing. I just figured since soccer's the only real, like, extremely prominent sport over there, that F1 could kind of take its place in the off-season. I don't know.
A little bit, yeah, because now football's finished. I suppose like Monaco, for example, like a lot. Like I mean, you even saw like in the race weekends now. There's a load of footballers there because the season's finished. So probably is something to be said there. But then I suppose in Formula 1 we have our summer break as well. So I don't know.
I've got a guest in my room. New guest on the podcast.
Is it a human or an animal?
It is an animal.
Is it a...
He might jump up in my lap later, but for anyone who's watching who just saw my... Huh?
Is it a ring-tailed lemur?
No, it's actually a alpaca. He's just on the floor right now. But, yeah, maybe he'll come say hi later. Okay. Anyways, we're going on a tangent. How do we rate Barcelona out of 10? Give me a number.
Okay. Honestly, I'm going to say 7, but purely because I'm thinking like it was a decent race to watch, okay? But it was like the first 2 laps were decent. The rest was fairly boring. And then like the last however many, like 5-10 laps were decent again. So I'm going to say 7.
Yeah, I was also going to say 7 because I feel like, I don't know, I'm pretty strict with my grading. So 7 is like pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I think the first couple of laps were good, but there was a lot of overtaking in the middle of the race, which for the middle stint of a race is about all you can ask for. So I'm going to give it a 7 because I think, especially for Spain, this is by far the best Spanish Grand Prix in a while.
Years, yeah. And I think also I feel obliged to say a higher number because the last 2 race weekends have just been pretty boring.
Imola was pretty good though.
Imola, yeah, it was alright, but it's still Imola. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I would definitely rate Spain much higher than Imola.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%. But like, yeah, like even like Monaco, just dog. Like, I probably actually would prefer to drink dog water than raw dog that whole race again because that was tough.
That's fair.
And Leclerc finished second as well, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah, but you didn't want him to finish second. You probably wouldn't even care if he finished last. It'd be the same emotional trauma.
Yeah.
Because now you got a taste of Leclerc winning in Monaco. So now cycle. Nothing else will suffice.
Yeah. Which is so like, it's pretty shit. Like being a Ferrari fan is probably like the shittest thing ever.
Yeah, well, you could be like a Sauber fan. Well, actually, they're up right now. So.
Yeah. But you know, like they could celebrate the small joys. Like for example, I don't know if you know, like I got this friend called Haschap, right?
Oh my god. Sorry, the cat is yanking on my phone cord. Bro.
Oh.
This is Perky.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm probably about to throw him out, but let's see if I can make him out the door.
Wait, sorry. I know we've got a thing. I know we've got a running theme of hating on animals, but you've named a male cat Perky.
It's not my cat. It's my roommate's, and he's coming back. Dude, I'm closing the door. I don't need this. He is such a little attention whore. I gotta close it.
I promise that we actually do like animals in this podcast. We're not just like animal haters.
What were we saying? Barcelona out of 10? We already finished that. Okay. Oh my god. Anyways, hating on animals. Was that your question?
Don't worry. I did the disclaimer whilst he was kicking him out of the room. I did do the disclaimer that we actually do like animals, and we don't just hate them.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back to that. I feel like we've said that so many times. Yeah. We have a layout. So speaking of the layout, we can crack open one of these controversial topics now. Is Max Verstappen a raging baby? Or was this move a class act? Big debate here.
You know what? No, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to whip my balls out and say it. Yeah, he is a bit of a raging baby in this case. Obviously.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, no one else on the grid would do that. But then the thing that pissed me off the most, was that after the race, right, they was doing the interviews and shit. I don't know if you watched them, but like...
I've watched a little bit of them.
I was watching the Sky one with like the female interviewer. He was so rude to her. He was
being such a dick, dude.
Did you hear?
And I respect that reporter for standing on business.
Such a good job. Such a good job. But like, did you hear? Like, she asked him a question. He clearly heard it. He clearly knew what she was asking.
What?
What? What? Oh, my mum would have given me big smack around the face for that one, right?
Yeah, dude. So that was so bad.
Terrible.
But the crash itself could have been a product of us. Because in the episode that does not exist, that you have seen a couple clips of on TikTok, we talked about the Max and George beef and how he lashes out. And he lashes out. We can't do this again. I am allowing maximum 2 more he lashes out moments on this episode. We talked about it quite a lot, and I feel like we might have manifested this beef being reignited. Do you agree?
True. No, you actually do make a good case. You do make a good case. I mean, I know with like Verstappen, it's always in the books anyway, but I don't remember other time in Formula 1, maybe apart from like the whole Ocon thing, but that was ages ago, where it's actually like been a bit of a, you know, a bit of a troublemaker. So I cringe so hard saying the word troublemaker, but
a little bad boy, huh? No, I think he's always kind of had the villain label on him, just for
always, but
just having that very Dutch like set of mannerisms and being very, not ignorant, but just very blunt.
Yeah,
and I think, I mean, that has nothing to do with the crash. I genuinely, like, when I was sitting in my bed and I was watching it because it was like 9 or 10 in the morning, and I've never like had a true jaw-dropping moment watching an F1 race until that moment. Yeah. Because usually I'll be like, "Oh my god, like that's crazy." I literally I had no words.
Yeah.
Just because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that he did that.
I know.
For no reason.
I didn't see it coming. I mean, like, when I watch Formula 1, I'm usually just, like, very nonchalant. Like, this is how I watch Formula 1, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I watch it. This time, bear in mind, I sat with my girlfriend as well, so I'm extra nonchalant, yeah? And I fully go like this. Whoa! And that's very rare. So when that happens, you know that something's gone on.
I just can't wrap my head around it. Like, why? That's what I said in my video. I just said, why?
Yeah.
Why did he do it? Like, I get it. He was in a very sticky situation. He gets thrown on the hards, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then his team's like, sorry, bruh. And he fucks up the restart, which was no fault of his own.
Yeah, twerks in
loses the position to Charles. Charles bumps him. George did... Oh, look, I'm going to get into the details here, because these Red Bull fans have been pissing me the fuck off. So, I've been falling for the rage bait, dude. Into turn 1, George Russell comes down the inside. He oversteers and hits Max a little bit. Come on.
Yeah, losing control.
And then everybody's like, that warrants a penalty, or like, Max had every right to go off the track. He did. But everyone was like, George should be held at a fault for this. And I'm like, are we going to... Like, Miami was 3 weeks ago when Max Verstappen oversteered into Lando, shoving him off the track. It's just so hypocritical. And I know I'm falling for the rage bait right now, but I can't help it. I can't help it. And I know you haven't talked in like 10 minutes, but I had to go on this tangent. I can't help it.
No, that's fine. I'll throw you with like a more Zane Sewell related question. I'll put you on the spot. Like, when that incident happened, and Verstappen obviously like bumped into George, and then you see like the team radio thing come up for George Russell. What did you think his words were going to be? Go.
Oh, dude. Well, that's a very split-second moment of thought, because the words show up very quick. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what I did think. I probably was expecting a blimey, or like, I don't know, maybe just more. I'm going to use up one of the tokens.
Go on.
He gets angry. He lashed out on me, or something like that. Dude, I don't know. I wasn't really thinking. I probably did think of something in the moment, but I don't remember. But it seems like you did think of something. Yeah. So what did you think?
I heard, as soon as I saw that car coming into Russell, I saw the team radio coming up, I just thought, a crikey's coming, you know. Crikey! I could almost hear it. But then he said like, would he say
Yeah.
like, what the fuck or something?
It was very weird because I was going on the F1 TV onboards to get footage for my video, and he's like, it's kind of like, you're a Knicks fan, you know, Karl Anthony Towns being very zesty. He kind of did a Karl Anthony. Yeah. Oh my God. Foul.
Sorry, don't clip that. Yeah.
No, but George, it's very hard to tell what he says.
Yeah.
But he goes like, the fuck? Like, if you go back, it's a very zesty moment. I won't lie. Like, I was reminded of Karl Anthony Towns after all that. Like, it was, dude, yeah. It was literally just the fuck. He crashed into me. He was much less triggered than I anticipated, but
yeah,
it was still pretty funny.
But yeah, even when he was having his like interviews towards the end, I was really annoyed that he kept a cool head. I wanted George Russell to like go out on one, but
yeah, I wanted a new angry lash out
exactly.
moment. But well, he we'll come back to the George quote.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up the whole Max side of things. How does this affect Max in the GOAT conversation? People are very quick to say, oh, this doesn't affect anything, especially his fans. But if you look at this at face value, literally intentionally ramming someone who basically just had a racing incident with you, for no reason other than that is a bad look.
Yeah.
However you want to spin it, that is a bad look.
Especially when you're not even racing. Especially when you're not even racing with them. Like, he was meant to be letting him pass at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It was, it's so insane.
Yeah, but in terms of like, how does it affect us? You know, I even saw like a couple of comments in my video saying that, you know, Verstappen's move today was Schumacher's cleanest ever move.
Yeah, people love to be like, again, with the immature comment in my video, people are like, you've never watched Schumacher race.
Yeah.
Like, bro, really?
Yeah.
Just zip it up when you're done, bro. God. Jesus. Anyways,
we're
yeah,
gonna,
it's
like,
ridiculous.
We're gonna like start losing one follower at a time. We're just gonna go for each and every one of them.
But what do you think about this GOAT status? How do you think it's affected by this?
In the grand scheme of things, I don't think it will. I think it'll be not forgotten, but it'll just be sort of like brushed over by the end of the season.
I think it'll be kind of a meme.
Yeah, literally. I mean, all drivers have got that sort of like meme about them. Like, I don't know, Schumacher going into the females' toilets or some shit. I don't know. You've not seen that?
I don't even want to.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, okay, we'll put the picture up now then. Well, okay.
Okay.
Unless I'm dreaming it, but I'm pretty sure there's a picture.
If there's not a picture, I'll Photoshop one and then I'll put it.
Yeah, okay. I might be getting confused with a Mr. Bean episode, and I'm actually being dead serious.
Dude, I have never heard of that in my life. So,
You've never heard of Mr.
yeah, my
Bean?
opinion.
Jesus.
Wait, what?
You've never heard of
No,
Mr. Bean?
I've heard of Mr. Bean, but I've never heard of
okay.
Michael Schumacher in a women's bathroom.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more
no.
reasonable.
But my perspective on the GOAT conversation, personally, this is I feel like I am one of the more affected people by this. I think most people look at it as more of a funny thing than I do. And I mean, I think it's hilarious, but I still cannot believe that happened. And
Yeah.
I can't believe that he actually did that. So for me, it definitely affects how I look at him in the GOAT conversation. Just because, like, again, people are like, Schumacher did it, Senna did it. They did it for championships.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same thing.
He's not
I
doing it
don't
for
think it's
P4.
cool either way.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's just so much of a difference and so much more of an embarrassing thing to do. That's just my 2 cents.
No. I hear you. I agree on that.
So, let's move on to the George Russell quote of the week.
My
and
favorite.
What we think of George Russell's reaction to this crash. I do think we missed a lot of potential. It had the potential to be way funnier.
Exactly.
But
I was actually disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, because like as soon as that incident happened, I just knew that we was gonna be cooking this week with our George Russell quote of the week. But just disappointed, I suppose. I suppose like for me, maybe my favorite one was the fuck. Even though it wasn't exactly like that, but
It was. It really no. You were pretty close. The fuck? Like it was very.
the fuck? He bumped into me.
It was June 1st yesterday,
Yeah.
which is the very first day of Pride Month. Maybe he was just being an ally.
Yeah, fair
I don't know.
My
Favorite. I'm not gonna go down that avenue more than I need to. My favorite quote was the one in the interview where he was like, I guess he thought it was iRacing or junior. I don't know the exact quote, but he was like, he might have thought it was iRacing or junior Formula, but I didn't think anyone would do that in Formula One.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of the most sass we got out of George, which again is very disappointing.
I think the best one, maybe like probably Lando had the best thing to say about how like he thought it was. He said, like,
George should have gotten a penalty. Next question.
Yeah, no. I know when he said like, oh yeah, I've done that move a couple of times in Mario Kart.
Yeah, in the cooldown room. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And
I love how everyone just saw it and they were like, oh, and then just like went quiet for like 5 seconds because they knew they were on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or when the whole thing happened, no one wanted to comment on it either. Like with it was the Leclerc and the Russell incident and Verstappen. There, no one commented about it.
What do you mean, like on social media or?
No. In the cool down room. Like, they just didn't want to comment.
Yeah. Enough. Charles was just like, I was trying to get in the slipstream.
Yeah.
And that was like it. Yeah, dude, the commentators. You watch Sky, right?
Yeah.
I watch F1 TV. So, the one on F1 TV, the call was great. Because, I mean, I assume the radio layouts are the same on both broadcasts.
Yeah.
The radio was playing right as it happened.
Yeah.
It was literally, that's the rules. Oh! It was perfect comedic timing.
Yeah.
And Jakes, Coulthard, and Palmer all fucking lost it. It was so funny. I don't know. I haven't listened to the Crofty Call. Was it similar?
It was. It was similar, but very Crofty-esque, I suppose. But I don't know. I'm just disappointed by Russell, to be honest. I don't know.
That's very fair. We all are, because we were hoping for some more drama, because it seemed like last year he was just doing it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But now it's like he's been PR trained or.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. He's been told to avoid it.
Imagine a championship battle between Russell and Verstappen at this point.
I saw a comment like that today, and it would be unreal.
It would be comedic. They're just so opposite as well. You know what I mean?
Because I feel like Verstappen versus Piastri is what people thought we were gonna get for a while, but they're both just like so.
Chill,
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they don't provoke each other. Like I feel like Max and Oscar both aren't ever the ones to start shit.
Yeah.
Because they'll do shit that makes another person mad, but if they get like I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're both just too chill.
They don't go out and search for it, if you know what I mean. Like they don't end up being the ones that are like provoking anything. I don't know, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, if Lando and George, that would be the end of the world.
Yeah.
Lando versus George title fight would probably be the end of the world.
Exactly. Also because they're still, even them two are like polar opposites as well.
Yeah, but they're both loud. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because Lando loves talking shit and then like fake crying in interviews afterwards. And George Russell just likes...
Cries for real.
He just likes attention. Yeah. And he loves just saying the most outlandish shit about another driver just for like an interview quote. He is always clip farming.
Yeah.
Until this weekend. Anyways, we need to wrap this yap up about George. Let's talk about let's just talk about the podcast a little bit and how we've been posting a couple clips on TikTok, and we've already gathered quite a few fans, which shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
And we've already gathered a few haters as well, because we posted a clip from episode 0, as we're calling it, of us talking about
episode 01. No, episode -1.
Well, I'm calling the first one we did is episode -1 is what I'm calling it now.
Okay.
And then the Monaco episode is episode 0.
Okay, got it.
So from all the clips are from episode 0.
Right.
And the one about the dog, people were not a fan of me beefing with Leo Leclerc. They were like, "How could you hate a dog? How could you beef with a dog?" And I couldn't like say anything to ruin the bit.
Yeah.
Like I was like, "Guys, It's like completely a joke, but I don't know. They didn't like that you were talking shit on Roscoe either.
Yeah. I mean, just taste though, innit? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'll see it. Like Leo Leclerc, for example. I love Leo Leclerc. Like, if I was to see him in real life, I'd be like, oh, so cute. But if I was to see Roscoe in real life, you know what? I'm not backing down. I'd be like, oh, God, thank God that's not my dog. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Dude.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
Sorry,
here we go again.
Yeah, I haven't helped us one bit.
Again. No, if I saw Leo Leclerc in real life, I'd probably square up. Like, no, I'd probably just be like, "What's up, little man? You got a staring problem?" And then like kind of hit one of those. But
yeah. But no,
I wouldn't fight him unless he provoked me first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't start shit. I just finish it. You know what I mean? And if he starts looking at me funny, lights out, buddy. But
yeah, I don't know. Aside from that, the feedback's been great so far. So thank you everyone who's like followed and liked and commented. Nice stuff, obviously. But yeah, like very heartwarming to see.
Yeah, it's super cool and it's doing really well. The clips that we've put up are doing pretty good numbers. So that's wholesome. Super hype and we appreciate it. So we already have a fan edit as well. We got our first fan edit. I did see that. That was one of the first things I saw when I woke up this morning was the fan edit made by, I think her name's Clara. Shout out to Clara. Except I'm kind of concerned because the podcast doesn't even exist yet.
Did you see what I put in my story?
It literally doesn't exist right now.
Yeah, exactly. I posted it on my story. I was like, not even one episode's come out. We've already got
not even one episode out. We already got fucking thirst trap edits.
Yeah, well,
crazy work. Yeah. I mean, we're some handsome. I can't speak. We're some handsome guys. Anyways, you have this in the bullet points. Wait, no, you said there's a comment that triggered you.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
So yeah,
did I say something?
No. I was reading the comments, and I saw a comment saying, "Oh, here we go again. Two men with mics doing a podcast. What do you want me to do? Cut my knob off or something?" Okay, got it out of my system. That's what I wanted to say.
I saw that as well, and I was like, man, fuck you. Yeah. But anyways, it's all love. And I remember this guy who I'm going to talk about real quick. His name is Brown Beast 2, and he does Gran Turismo 7 live streams on TikTok, and we have become acquainted because I just showed up in his live one time, and I was like, this guy's sick. And he commented on my video, which was promoting the podcast, and he was like, tell that little British boy we're in America, and he just shut the fuck up.
I saw that.
You did see it?
Mate, I saw every single comment. Yeah, of course I saw that.
Dude, it was so funny. It was so funny.
Yeah,
he just will comment on my videos every once in a while, and I've never seen him get aggressive, and I was like, damn, he is repping for the flag, you know what I mean? And I mean, in these times, it's not always a good thing to rep the flag, but I'm going to leave it at that. Anyways, Zane's mom gave us a shout out, huh?
Yeah.
What did she do? I haven't seen this.
Oh, she just posted put it on her story to take a picture to like all her, I think like 35 followers.
Nice.
Just being like, guys, Zane's made a podcast. Notice how she said Zane's made a podcast as well.
Well, my mom would just say Graham made a podcast.
Oh, well, right, we'll just let our mums sort it out then.
Yeah, low key. Let's have them duke it out.
Yeah, just let them
figure out whose podcast it really is.
Yeah, exactly. Just let them have a scrap outside, I don't know, Walmart. I don't know what shops you've got in America.
Yeah, we've got Walmart.
Yeah, okay. We don't, but...
You got Target over there?
No.
What are like the main supermarkets over there? I know... wait. Never mind. That's not a supermarket. Go ahead.
We've got like Tesco's, Sainsbury's, M&S, Lidl, Aldi. Co-op's a bit shit. Waitrose is nice. A bit expensive though. Morrison's and Asda.
Yeah, like I've only ever heard of Tesco.
Tesco's the best one.
I don't think we have Tesco here. We have like obviously we have Walmart, Target. Those are like the places that sell everything.
Yeah.
And then like grocery, it'll be like Whole Foods, Earth Fare, A lot of them are regional, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
Publix.
We've got Whole Foods actually, like a few in
really?
London, just like I think 2 maybe.
The only thing I don't see, like, obviously you have like McDonald's and stuff.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I see everywhere in the UK, and it's not in America, is the Pret. I've never seen a Pret a manger. And is that how you say it? A manger or a manger?
Pret a manger. Well, if you're being French, just I don't know. I'm not French, but like Pret a manger, I'd say. But
whatever.
Which I say Pret.
I've eaten at a Pret several times.
Yeah. Well,
in the UK.
It's sick because they used to have like a subscription where like you pay £20 a month, okay, and then you can go and get up to 5 drinks like every single day in Pret.
Damn.
But another thing that we both got in common is Costco, and I'm a big Costco
is
fan.
fire. But you know what? I've never been to a Costco because there's no Costco's close to where I live in Western North Carolina. There's none.
I've got one like a 5-minute walk from my house.
Wait, do you guys you know what Buc-ee's is, right? Have you seen what Buc-ee's is? It's like the most American thing ever. It's a gas station the size of probably the biggest supermarket in the UK.
No, I've never heard.
You should look up Buc-ee's after this because
okay.
I feel like people in Europe like it's like Buc-ee's is like a joke.
Like the European mind
America is so over the top. Yeah. Do you have Sam's Club? Is that a thing? It's like kind of the same thing as Costco. It's like a membership based like.
No, we ain't got
wholesale,
that. No, Costco's just like our only wholesale thing.
Yeah.
But then we get like so many more. Like we've got like so many Popeyes have come over recently. So many Taco Bells.
Popeyes?
Yeah, Popeyes is so
really
good.
Popeyes is really good. I'm a big fan of Popeyes.
I'm a very big fan of Popeyes.
Their French fries, like their sandwiches and their chicken is amazing, but the French fries are low key terrible. I don't know if you've ever had the fries.
Yeah, they're okay.
In America, they're awful.
The best chips or fries, however you want to call them, in the UK, like in terms of these chains, is Burger King.
Burger King is low key shit on in America. Okay. Burger King's like that other place.
Yeah, no.
Goes to.
Same here. But like the main reason why I go to Burger King is purely for the chips, and also because they've got like the drinks where you can like choose the drink, like Coca-Cola or like lemonade, whatever, and you can like choose.
Burger
the flavor.
King's the only place that has that.
That and Five Guys, yeah.
Yeah, Five Guys does have them. I feel like there's a lot of places in America that have it.
Oh,
the freestyle.
Like, they're still breaking in here. Taco Bell.
Like, when was the first time you used one?
Burger King. Like
when
I opened in my hometown of Basingstoke in 2015.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, that makes sense because I was gonna say I've used freestyles for like a while.
Freestyles, that's the name of it. Yeah. What about like?
Anyways, we are not talking about F1. We are not talking about F1 right now. Okay. Back to F1.
Yes.
Does Lando... Dude, that was such a harsh transition.
Yeah.
Does Lando Norris have a shot at the title? This is also... I feel like after Spain, this is another hot topic. Because, like, Piastri didn't win Monaco, and it was like, okay, Lando's got a little bit of motivation. Like, he looked really good. And then he just got all around outperformed in Monaco. Like, even on the safety car restart... He didn't have a single chance.
Yeah, he just had no pace, did he? Like,
I mean, he had pace, but not.
But he was just making like little mistakes and shit. Like that was just costing him over like the time of a lap.
Yeah, he probably could have gotten pole if he didn't go wide at turn Max Verstappen. Yeah. I don't know what. Yeah.
Or maybe his downfall this weekend was
Magui. Dude, oh my God. We don't need to talk. We talked about Magui in episode 0, which if you don't know is Lando Norris's, I think, girlfriend. But I have come under a lot of fire for talking about Magui in the past. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to talk about Magui anymore. So, do you think Monaco was just luck? Because it really does, or like, not luck, but just like, I guess luck. Like,
yeah, but
obviously skill is a factor, and he put down a better lap.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
was that all just luck?
Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't think it's. I mean, obviously he's talented. Don't get me wrong. Like, definitely probably in the top 5 drivers on the grid in terms of talent. But
Yeah.
I feel like Monaco is just like anyone can have a good race. Like, you know what I mean? Like
That is true.
Leclerc finished second, but like even with the same car that we had, like I don't know, any other racetrack he probably wouldn't have. It's just because it's Monaco. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to judge a driver's performance, like in terms of like how he's doing, in terms of like his progression and shit, in Monaco. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And I do agree that Monaco did not really represent a Lando Norris is back moment as much as people liked to think it was.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think he's just full on getting outperformed in every sense of the word. And I don't know if it's possible for him to come back. He'll steal a win every once in a while.
Yeah.
But just Piastri's consistency
is
it's unbeatable. Like if Piastri's in the fastest car, he's not gonna lose, it seems. Unless it's Monaco or he makes a one-off mistake in qualifying or the strategy in the race. If everything goes to plan, I don't see how Lando could ever beat Oscar at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in my opinion, it's obviously Piastri's to lose at this point, but I don't think that will get to him. I think if it was the other way around, like it was last season, maybe where it's sort of like Lando's championship to lose, then we saw how that ended up. But Piastri, I just don't see that. Like, nothing could affect him. Like, you could probably, I don't know, like...
I see what you mean. You could do anything, and he would not be phased at all.
Exactly.
He could go back-to-back DNFs, and I still think he would be fine.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah. So, I think we can both agree that this is by far Piastri's championship to lose and not Lando's to win.
At this point, 100%. Easy.
Yeah. Easy. So, let's move on to another subject revolving around the future. Let's talk a little bit about Canada predictions, but I don't want to get too into Canada predictions because we have a week off and we're going to be doing this show every week. So, let's make some broad, just one-off predictions. Nothing too crazy. We don't have to get into it super in depth. But I'm going to lead off. I'm going to say this race is going to be chaotic. Fucking chaotic as shit. Have you seen that meme?
No.
The Adrian Explain Our Friend group? I'm sorry.
No.
It's American. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's actually...
For the Americans who understand that, it was really funny.
There is like a difference between like American and US memes.
American and US memes? No, that is true.
American and UK memes.
Well, do you know what the Italian brain rot shit is?
Yeah.
Like ballerina cappuccina. A lot of my friends know what that is. I have not seen any of it. Instagram is just chose to exclude me from Italian brain rot. So
yeah,
Bombardio Bombardio Crocodile, is that?
There are some rude ones as well. There is one rude one which I won't say on this podcast, but yeah.
Okay. But anyways, moving on. I think Canada's going to be chaotic. I'm predicting 5 or more DNFs. I'm saying a McLaren will not win, and I'm saying a red flag as well. I think it's going to be insane. So that's all I'm going to say.
Honestly,
what are your
fingers
predictions?
crossed. Fingers crossed. That'd be a fun race, especially like the past couple races.
Yeah, Canada has been feeding us good the past couple years.
True. My predictions, I'm saying Kimi Antonelli podium.
Don't know if the engine can make it to the end of the race, man.
If he can get it done.
Jesus.
I don't know. I just feel bad for him, and I'm just sort of like, I'm literally just predicting it, but just manifesting it, hoping that it does happen. Will it happen? No.
Probably not, because Ferrari's faster than Mercedes at this moment in time.
Yeah, which
I would
obviously
say.
is a good thing.
Oh my god. I just hit my earbud wire.
And then my second prediction, it's like fairly boring now I'm reading it out, but Bortoleto points. Especially,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, like if we have a chaotic race as well, it's probably like, hopefully we do have that, then it would definitely probably be very much possible. But yeah, that's just like my prediction. Just so I can have like one realistic one.
I don't think Sauber in Spain was a fluke. They brought upgrades. I think they'll be around. So as long as Bortoleto doesn't get horrible strategy, then I think I could see it happening. Yeah. I could see it. So, well, what else is there to talk about?
We can like revert back onto like the Popeyes conversation. KFC, like
true. We could talk more about French fries or chips or burgers or whatever, but I don't think people really want to hear that, to be honest. If you do, leave a comment and be like, "Hey, my favorite French fry or chip brand or company is this," or let me know in the comments what you think about the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Yeah, and if you want us to create a separate podcast just talking about food, and we could call it...
No. We need to keep this podcast, and I want the comment section to have 0 comments about F1 and all comments about fast food.
Make us...
That's what we're aiming for.
Turn us into the fat markers.
Yeah, the fat markers. Let's go.
I was loading that for a good, like 60 seconds.
We need to stop. We need to stop. Anyways... Thank you all so much for listening to this absolutely terrible first episode of the podcast. Be sure to leave a comment talking about your favorite fast food and whatnot, but also leave a comment talking about what we could do more and stuff. Also, the questions. I
wanted to say.
Yeah, tell them about the questions.
If you guys want to ask me or Graham any questions, it doesn't have to be about Formula 1. It can be about anything. It can be about, I don't know, like flipping what we had for breakfast this morning. Get your questions in.
My stomach is grumbling. Holy.
I'm actually so hungry now as well. And it's like 10 o'clock here at night, which is terrible.
Jeez.
Follow our Instagram. There's going to be some stories, like, letting you insert your questions into the text box there. Put your questions in, and we'll respond to the best ones. Don't make them boring, like, do you like the red colour of the Ferrari? I'm not answering that.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, fuck questions about F1, dude. Ask me about my favorite shoe company.
Literally.
I don't fucking know. No, ask us about F1. Ask us about anything.
Or like,
we'll probably do some on TikTok and on Instagram. Just whenever you see that we posted a story, just make sure to check it. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the only question that is banned, because you'll actually be such a bastard if you ask us this. Don't ask us like, what are your top 5 worst dogs? Because, listen, I'm looking to crawl out of this dog kennel. We both are. Ignore the pun.
Don't get me started. Don't even get me started.
It's not a good reputation.
Anyway, dude, we gotta figure out a way to end these podcasts better. Yeah. Holy shit. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm just going to turn my camera off. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.